We are live at the FTC sound stream. Shout out to Professor Jody. Shout out to Andre for just putting on incredible product for all of us students out there. Truly, truly much appreciated. But this is Through the Tunnel. And honestly, Through the Tunnel is very a deep meaning to me because when you try to reach that next level of success, you're gonna go through the tunnel. You're gonna go through your trials and tribulations throughout entire life because there's always gonna be bumps in the road. And today I have a special guest from the Marines, NYPD lieutenant, and 35 years in the game of music. How you doing, DJ Ace?
I'm good. How you doing? First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you.
No, honestly, thank you because you're very inspiring. Because honestly, if my dad wouldn't be able to make that connection, I probably wouldn't have met you as soon as possible. Like, I remember during Amityville Day when you was DJing up there, I was like, that's so
you were there.
dope. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I took the picture with it was you, my dad, and I think Ray. And I'm like, yo, this is a moment.
That was a great day.
A beautiful moment. But
and shout out to your dad for making this connection. Shout out to your dad. Great man.
I love you, Dad. Straight up. But for the first segment it's called The Quiet Before the Storm. Because when you begin that journey in life, it gets quiet, it gets silent. You start thinking like, is this really going to be the beginning stages of life? So the first question, you grew up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and you started DJing at the age of 10. What was life really like in that environment, and how did it shape you early on?
So yeah, I grew up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. It's a very dangerous neighborhood. That's number one. But as a kid, I didn't really realize how dangerous it was. And during the 80s, that's the crack epidemic. But, as a young kid, plus I had a lot of brothers where everybody knew. So my brothers were very popular on the block, which made me very popular on the block. So I never had any issues with anybody. And my parents would always tell me, the things to watch out for and everything to keep yourself safe. But fast forward to now, I realize how dangerous things were and exactly why my parents didn't really want me to hang out in the streets, which helped me out in the long run. And I definitely thank them for that. But I had a great childhood growing up. And the song Roxanne, Roxanne, when I first heard that song, it inspired me to get into DJing. It inspired me to get into music, but not only music, but to get into DJing. And I started from there.
That's beautiful, honestly, because like parents, what is it? Jazzy Jets from Fresh Prince. Parents might not understand, but they really do understand.
They do. They've lived before us. Anybody older than you, they lived before you, and it behooves you to listen to them. Maybe you don't follow everything they tell you, but definitely listen to them and try at least to do some of the things they tell you because it will definitely help you in the long run.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And going to the next question. Before the recognition, before the stages in the radio, what did you honestly think your future was going to look like back then?
So like every kid in that era, I wanted to be like Run DMC. I wanted to be like LL Cool J. These were our heroes. And I wanted to be like Jam Master Jay since he was the DJ. The DJ is the backbone of any group. So I wanted to be like Jam Master Jay. I wanted to be like Cut Creator. I wanted to be like Bobcat. So early on, I had a few friends and we decided to create our own little rap group. And we used to go to the studio. We used to make demo tapes. And we used to shop these demo tapes around to different record companies to try, to get signed, And I think a lot of kids during that era were trying to do the same thing. And it actually kept me out of trouble. I consider myself kind of a nerd. I became like a scratch nerd. I'm always in the house trying to improve myself, whether it's scratching or blending and just learn music. So it definitely helped me in the long run.
That's amazing to hear because, I remember watching the show on Netflix called The Get Down.
Yes.
And it's like, I wish I kind of grew up in the era, like, carrying those crates and stuff like that, or records, running up and down the street on what 12th Street or something like that out there in the city, just trying to catch one of these guys. Like, here's my demo, check this out or whatever. Because like that's a really dope time, like in life, like.
So that was my goal. You know, that's how I envisioned myself at that age. I wanted to be a DJ. But also at the same time, I have 5 brothers in total, but 2 of my brothers were police officers. And also the TV shows that used to come on back in the day, Starsky and Hutch, The Rookies, Beretta, you know, all these kind of shows. So between my 2 brothers and watching those TV shows, I had aspirations of becoming a police officer also.
That's amazing to hear. And what was the first moment in your life where you realized you wanted more?
So probably at the age of 17, you know, I'm basically a man at that point. And so far, I've probably spent more money than made money with the DJ thing and with the rap group. So then I had to start thinking to myself, what do I want to do with my life? What kind of career do I want to have? What do I want to do to make money? So this came out of nowhere. One of my friends in high school happened to talk to a Marine Corps recruiter. And this recruiter, he could talk you into jumping off a bridge. Great man, super motivated, always motivated. And they knew I was into working out. They knew I was into weapons because my 2 brothers, they were police officers. They showed me how to operate firearms. And they knew I was into these things. They said, you should talk to this recruiter because the same things that you're into, he was telling us about the same thing. So after talking to this recruiter, I couldn't wait to join the Marine Corps. So right at 17, I joined the Marine Corps.
That's beautiful, honestly, because like people don't understand, like, yo, working in the military services or just as a civil service job, like fire department, police officer, like they're very beneficial for life just in general.
Right.
Because there's multiple times throughout life you're going to call 911, you're going to call the EMTs, you're going to call the fire department. People don't realize until it just gets hectic, you know? So honestly, I really do appreciate your service, truly.
Thank you. I had no idea about anything about the Marine Corps. I didn't know anything about Marine Corps history. I didn't know anything. And you talking about going from adolescence to being a man, it was overnight, and it was a shock to the system. Getting off that bus in South Carolina and standing on those yellow footprints. Any Marine will tell you that's day one, standing on the yellow footprints and getting your head bit off by the drill instructor.
But as DJ Ace said, we're going to get into the first song break with Roxanne by UTFO because we playing some classics tonight. A lot of people don't realize, yo, the 80s and the 90s got some dope music. So let's kick off with the first song, guys. This is called Moving Through the Dark, right? And when you're going through that tunnel, you're going to hit those obstacles and face the darkness. So the first question is, you've been DJing for over 35 years. What mindset allowed you to stay consistent throughout every era and the trends and just the changes in general?
So it's the passion and the love of the art. You know, that's basically why I do it back then and even to now. So whatever's going on, I don't really concern myself too much with it. Of course, I try to keep up with the new scratches, the new blending, the new music and things like that. But overall, I'm just concerned about myself. I do it for the love and I have fun doing it. You know, sometimes, you know, like everybody, I might lose my motivation, but next thing you know, I'll hear another DJ that's super dope. And I consider him better than me or her better than me. And it just motivates me all over again. I could spend 5 hours on the turntables and it'll feel like 5 minutes. And I look at the clock, I'm like, man, it's 6 a.m. I better go to bed.
Yeah. I witness that every night with my pops, yo. He be 2-3 hours. I'm like, yo, Dad, it's 11 p.m. Yo, I gotta go to bed, man. I'm a little tired, but
it goes by quick.
It's
You're
that
like, man,
passion.
It's the passion and love for it. And, you know, like any artist, you know, the more you work at it, the better you get. And the next, you know, you'll do something. You're like, wow, I can't believe that I just did that. And it just motivates you even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly. And going into the next question, how did your experience in the Marines and as well in the NYPD shape your discipline, work ethic, bringing it into the DJ realm, the music realm?
So there's no other branch of the armed forces like the Marines. You know, I know the Army guys and the Navy guys might knock me for that, but the amount of discipline they teach you is unreal. And with the right amount of discipline, you can do anything. I don't care what it is. With the right amount of discipline, you could do anything. So they push you to your limit and beyond your limit, and it surprises yourself of what you can do. So after graduating basic training, you have the mindset that I could do anything. So going right from because I went right from the Marine Corps right to the NYPD. So going to through the academy, it was nothing to me. I already knew I had it in my mind that I'm going to complete this, and failing is not an option. So with that mindset, failing is not an option for anything. You know, if I really, really want to do something, failure is not an option.
Honestly, that's beautiful to hear because, like, as I was texting you and telling you, like, I'm in the position of possibly getting, like, a federal job. And, like you said, failure is not an option.
It's not an option.
Truly not. Because, like, if you really want it, you can put your head down and just grind, grind, and grind.
Grind
like,
is the word. Mike Tyson has a great quote, and I love it. He said, discipline, doing something you hate like you love it. Doing something you hate. You know these push-ups are hurting your arms, but if you don't do it every day, you're not going to accomplish your goal of getting into shape. And, you know, that's a working out analogy. You could put that with anything, you know, studying for an exam, you know, a promotional exam. And within the NYPD, to get promoted all the way up to the rank of captain is a test. And you have to study the patrol guide, which is twice the size of the Bible. I'm not even joking. Whenever anything happens in the NYPD, they always make a patrol guide procedure for it. And it went from, you know, a comic book size to like, you know, a triple Bible size. And you have to study that in order to get promoted. So when it was time for me to get promoted, you know, failure is not an option. I knew I had to study that book and know it like the back of my hand.
That's beautifully well said. Like, that Mike Tyson quote it really hit home, truly, because, like, if I'm not constantly waking up at the same time every morning, I could miss something, miss opportunity, missing the process of getting ready, prepare myself every day, grit and grind. And for the next question, I actually pulled a quick quote. It said, you said that you didn't think you were good enough to be noticed. So how did you keep going while carrying some of that doubt throughout this experience with music and DJing?
Pushing through. You know, my son asked me, my son has aspiration of being a police officer also, so he constantly picks my brain, and he asked me, was I ever scared whenever I was working? And I told him, of course, you know, everybody gets scared, but, you know, having courage is not lacking fear, it's pushing through the fear. So it's performing through fear, right? So, you know, like anybody, I have doubts. I still don't think I'm that great, you know, as compared to some of these other DJs. So I have doubts like anybody else, but that doesn't stop me from doing what I have to do. You know, I push through it.
That's beautiful, honestly, bro. Like, just going through those trials and tribulations, like the ones that people don't know, they don't see it, the behind the doors, the looking yourself in the mirror every day, waking up doing the same thing every day. Yeah, it might be boring, but guess what? That bigger ultimate goal in mind, you will achieve it.
Yeah. To this day, every week or every other week, I'm doing something that I've never done before in my entire life. So give you an example, and this I still can't believe to this day. Out of nowhere, Ice Cube's camp reached out to me and asked me would I be interested in working with him. So of course I said yes. I wasn't too sure if it was really his camp, but it really was his camp, and I said yes. And he basically wanted to fly me out to California to put scratches on his new album. So I've never done anything like that in my entire life. Of course, I was nervous. You know, I had doubts. I'm like, man, what if he's not happy with what I do, you know? But I pushed through it, and everything worked out great.
Wow. I can't wait to hear that, yo. Yo, if y'all don't know, DJ Ace is one of the illest with scratching on the turntables. When I witnessed it live in person at Amityville Day, it's a master. It's a work of art. It is a craft.
Thank you.
Truly, like, y'all don't understand the countless hours that Ace has to put in to do things like this. Like, it's 6 hours every day, 7 hour one day, maybe a 10 hour on the weekends. Like, it's nothing but hard work and dedication. I truly appreciate that because it's very inspiring to hear.
Thank you, thank you.
So as we get into the next song break, me and Ace, we were discussing a little bit about the 80s back in the day. And we got to kick it off right with Run DMC, the King of Rock. That right there was a beautiful song by Run DMC, the King of Rock.
Classic record right there.
It's taking me back, and I wasn't even born in that era. So into the next one, it's called The Tunnel Moment. Because when you're going through that tunnel, you're going to hit that middle of either it's going to be slight failure or that special achievement or just anything. All mixed emotions all at once. It's like, what you going to do with it? You going to keep on running with that ball, or you going to just drop it and take a few steps back, and you don't even realize those steps back could be quintessential in your life. So for the first question, was there a moment where you felt overlooked or invisible? Like, were you putting in the work and nobody really was seeing it?
I won't say I felt invisible. I used to get recognition from my family and my close friends, and for me, that was good enough. Just being called dope by any of them, that was good enough for me. I do recall going to some DJ showcases or going to the Rock and Soul holiday party and seeing some DJs rock out on the turntables and saying to myself, hey, I could do that. I could be up there. But it never really bothered me like that, or I felt invisible or anything like that.
Thank you. That's very inspiring, honestly, because, like, there's a lot of people out there, like, as you were saying, like, as we were speaking a little bit before, is like, they feel that fear of, like, should I drop it? Should I not? But, like, yo, you never know.
You never know, especially nowadays with social media. Social media is unreal because you never know who's looking. You can put a video out, it can get 5 likes and 15 views or 20 views, but one of those people looking at it, might be somebody that can change your life. So you never know.
Realistically, honestly, like, to add to that point, it's like, if you don't drop it, it's like, as you were saying, you don't know who's watching.
Anybody could watch. Plus, you have to go through the process also. Everybody wants quick gratification nowadays. Hey, I've been DJing for a year and a half. I need to blow up. Could it happen? It could happen. But, you don't want to rush the process either. Maybe it's not time for it to happen for you, You have to put in the work and get where you need to be first.
Yes, indeed. And going into the next question, what pressure were you carrying silently, balancing being a DJ, police officer, and a leader, and just a man without letting it actually truly break you?
So as a Marine, you're taught never lose your bearing. If you're doing rifle drill and you drop the rifle, you don't want to make it look obvious. Everybody knows you dropped the rifle, but let's not, make it look obvious and suck your teeth or do whatever you're going to do. You never lose your bearing. You just stand still. The officer in charge will come pick up the rifle and hand it to you. So never lose your bearing in life, if you can. It might be some pressure at work. You might be fighting with your wife at home or your girlfriend. Whatever's going on, try not to lose your bearing and show it, Now, maybe you want to talk about it with somebody, that's a good idea to relieve some pressure. But so as a family man, there's always pressure to keep your family good, to keep the bills paid. So that's one pressure. Then at work, especially being a police officer, there's pressure in the streets. You want to stay safe at all times. Also, there's internal pressure from your bosses. There's always a foot on your neck. It's never good enough. So you always have to produce. That's one pressure. Then as a DJ, you always want to be good. You always want to be dope, and you always want to have fresh new content on your social media page. And it's just a juggling match, and you have to do your best to handle it. And that's my personality, is to just push through things, whether it's hard or easy. Just make it happen.
How were you able to balance all of that, navigating multiple roles in life?
So, as a family man, you're there at home, whatever your wife having some issues or you want to spend time with the wife, then your kids, you got to deal with them. You got to, give them advice. They might have some trouble at school. They might be having some problems with their work. They might be having some problems with a girlfriend. They might be having problems with a bully, and you have to be there to hear it. Now, are you there all the time? because you have to work. You're not going to be there all the time, but you have to do your best to handle it. So it's definitely a juggling process.
That's honestly inspiring to hear because, like, me growing up in life, yeah, it was difficult, but like just trying to navigate, trying to juggle multiple roles and multiple positions, like it's like one of the phrases I actually get from wrestling, one of the video games is called Know Your Role. I go from being a security guard to a sound technician at the bottom of the totem pole to coming in school as a student, and I'm still a 27-year-old man, so like I gotta navigate listening and taking advice from the professors no matter what. So it's like truly inspiring to hear that, honestly, because like yeah, sometimes it may get challenging because nothing's ever difficult in life, never, ever, ever. But yeah, it does get challenging, but I accept the challenge every time.
Time management is key also, and I'm big on lists. I love making lists and just checking them off little by little. And believe it or not, that can actually help you. A day-to-day list. Now that I'm retired, I definitely make myself a day-to-day list so I don't waste time doing nothing. So, in life, say, so like you brought up DJing, you brought up the NYPD, and you brought up the family life. So, let's say tomorrow, what do I have to do for tomorrow? What kind of pressure do I have tomorrow? Do I have to make a speech tomorrow in front of my guys? Do I have to tell them about anything? Or do my kids, are my kids having a function that I have to go to? So you make a little list for the day ahead of you or the week ahead of you, and you just try your best to chip away at it. So time management is definitely key. And with all that going on, you can't forget about yourself either. If you're not good, how are you going to take care of anybody else? So I'm big on working out. I'm big on health. And sometimes, you forget about that. You forget about getting sleep. You forget about eating properly, and you forget about working out. Next thing you know, you gain 20 pounds. Next thing you know, your doctor is telling you your cholesterol is high or your blood pressure is high. You're feeling dizzy all of a sudden. And that's a whole nother problem that you have. I'm big on quotes. There was a Buddhist monk who said this quote, and I never forgot it. He said, when you're healthy, everything is a problem. You have about 1,000 problems. But when you're sick, you have one problem. So number one is take care of yourself, and that's physically and mentally.
That's honestly beautiful to hear, and I want to highlight an event that you helped curate with the police department. So when the Cops and Kids DJ battle went viral, did it feel like validation, or did it create like a new kind of pressure on your back?
So I didn't feel pressure. It was, I'll say, more validation. It was a great feeling because I had no idea that the video was going viral. Somebody called me and said, yo, man, your video is up to like 2 million. And I'm like, what? So next you know, some celebrity DJs started reaching out to me. Next you know, I'm on TV. And it was just a great feeling to be recognized by my fellow DJs and also by celebrity DJs that I looked up to as a kid.
That's beautiful. Well put. So when is the next event for this Cops and Kids DJ battle?
We didn't set up a date for the NYPD one, but the Hempstead one is February 21st.
Okay.
And it's open to the public. You can go to my social media page and I'll post up the poster.
Bro, like getting into the community, like that's one key thing that actually my father taught me around just in Amityville, the Copic area. Like you came to Amityville Day, spin and scratch, like that was a beautiful moment. Like I have that picture on my phone. Like you don't understand like the excitement I seen on my dad's face. I haven't seen that in a long time. His eyes,
yes,
world,
music
bro.
brings people together. It's the universal language. I don't care, what color you are, what kind of background you have. Music brings people together.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So we got another song break. I got 2 songs coming up. And I'm not even going to say it. It's a little surprise because it's a little melody of just taking us back. We're back live again, and we're going into the closing segment called Seeing the Light. So throughout your journey, right today, what is some advice can you give to like just up and coming children or just young adults out there that's just trying to achieve their dream and they feel lost?
I say whatever's your passion, have dedication and consistency with it. Just nonstop. You like to sing, sing nonstop. Go to the next level. You think you're good? Become excellent. Become great. You know, you play the drums. Keep playing those drums until you're absolutely unstoppable. You know, and that's the best advice I can give. And do it for the love. You know, everybody wants to be rich, of course. Everybody wants fame, but don't do it for that. You know, do it because you love it, and everything else will fall into place for you.
That's well put, truly. And the last question I have for you is, what's some of like the upcoming music and news music that you drop? Because you just was talking about hopping on the tracks with Ice Cube. What you got coming up? Because I know you're a very busy man.
So because of that Ice Cube job, a lot of artists have been reaching out to me to put scratches on their projects. So that has been keeping me very busy, and I'm excited about these up and coming projects with these artists. And also I'm working on my own art project. So my original project that I came out with a few years ago was just me. It was beats with scratches. So this new project is going to be MCs, from up-and-coming artists to some heavy hitters. And I'm very excited about it.
I can't wait to hear, because I was actually tuning into some of your stuff, like on like the SoundCloud, like your mixes and scratch. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Like earlier I said, it's craftsmanship, truly.
Thank you.
So I would like to end it off like this. Thank you to the FTC Soundstream. Thank you, Professor Jody. Thank you, Professor Andre. Thank you to all the staff members, because if it wasn't for them to keep me just focused and going, I truly don't know what I'd be doing. Honestly, like, gratification is one of the things I say every day. And DJ Ace, I really do appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you so much. Salute
Honestly.
to all the listeners. Salute.
Yes, indeed. And again, this is Through the Tunnel podcast. And the last words I got to say is, if you're in that tunnel, the beginning stages, the middle stages, or seeing that light, keep on pushing. There's going to be obstacles. It's always going to be obstacles throughout life. What you going to do? Are you going to get blocked by the obstacle, or are you going to jump over it like MJ would? So, again.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you, Ace, for coming on again.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I won't burn unless you're there, you're there. Ooh.
Non, mais je dis,